This is the World on Water, January 25, 2019. After a disastrous non-Rolex Sydney Hobart for Scallywag, it's off to the USA. This week around the world in sailing, Spindrift Racing started the Jules Verne Round the World Race. Sir Russell Coutts explains the SailGP. We see how the SailGP boats are built. Australian Youth Championships are on in Melbourne. And Emirates Team New Zealand are building their own boats. The Melges fleet get together. The US sailing team gets ready for the Miami World Cup. And there's a passage race from Melbourne to Geelong. Now let's see if Spindrift Racing can beat the round the world record.
So we've redeveloped catamarans. They're going to exceed the 50 knot barrier, and they should be really exciting boats for these teams to compete in. Now the technology's been developed from all of the lessons learnt over the past 10 years in foiling multi-hulls. And we've taken the best of those lessons and enhanced the boats such that they will be really fun boats to sail, but also provide close competition between the teams. We're not really interested in one team having an advantage over the other team in terms of technology. We're more interested in establishing who the best sailors are and which nation is the best.
Well, the project entails modifying and building 2 new platforms of the AC50, which is now called the F50, from the last Emirates Cup, and it's utilising all those parts. And so we're busily in the process of working to make those parts equal. So we're building a set of light air boards for each boat and a set of heavy air boards. There's a whole new control system that's been developed to go onto the platform. And now with the advent of being able to have stored energy as such, which is from battery power, basically there's energy on tap to be able to make sail adjustments and board adjustments, which will make the boats safer to sail and inherently will make them quicker as well. And it comes down to being, a more sailor-driven event because it's their skill, because they've all equally got the same control system on the boat, and it's how they manage that.
Today it was light in the morning, but it was steady breeze all day. There was no patches, and it's slowly built to suddenly build very fast and have a nice run, final run home, and then a good workout to get to the finish line. I think consistency is the most important thing to win a regatta or anything, and we've been pretty consistent, but I think Matt Allen's been a bit more consistent than anybody. He'd probably win today, but well done. He's got a very good boat, and it's great to sail against all these guys. And I sail against Matt all the time, but it's good to sail against Jeff. We seem to meet here in Melbourne mostly.
The start was very light, and there was either a good way to go or a bad way to go, and we chose the latter, not by choice. And then the rich got richer, so the guys who got out in front really cleared out and did fantastically well. The great thing today was Veloce, which is a new boat, skippered by a totally new crew, cleared out and won by a mile. And then Playlist, which is a boat that's also new to the club, came second ahead of us. So that's really good for the class, that we can show that anyone can step onto these boats and do really well.
thank you to the club and the committee for putting on such a good regatta, and I think they've got a good fun night planned for us tonight. Last night, I think I've never seen all my crew in bed by 10 o'clock, but they all works. We had a long day out in the sun, but today was much cooler and much more nicer to sail, and a nice breeze, so let's hope tomorrow brings in the same.
Yeah, I'm Lucy E, and it's day 3 of the youths, and just having some strawberries, very good for getting through the day and just giving me good energy.
I've felt pretty chilled the whole regatta actually. I haven't really felt the pressure. I'm kind of just here to do my best and try and have consistent results and improve as I go.
So yeah, it's been a tough week. I'm happy to be consistent and just wrap it up with a day to spare, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to being relaxed tomorrow for the next 2 races.
I told them at the beginning of this regatta their job was to make me look good, and they just made me look famous.
Pretty surreal that we wrapped it up with a day to go, and mate, I've been working a long time for this. This is my 5th youth nationals, so it's been a long time to get here.
So the major contenders right now is Georgia Payne and Kai Coleman from South of Perth Yacht Club. They're 3 points ahead of Will Cooley and Beck Hancock, and another 6 points to Ashley Swadling, who had a bit of a capsize today and has scored a few points. But it's a really close battle, and there's people behind there pushing hard. We had a mark rounding on the last race, the 4th race today, where 5 boats were within 5 lengths at the top mark. So it was pretty interesting racing at 20 knots out there.
So it's the final day of the regatta today after about 2.5 weeks of nationals and youths here.
Yeah, it's been great, and it's so different to have so many boats down in Tassie. It's quite exciting.
So we just won the 2019 Australian Youth Championships in the NACA 15, Beck and I, and we're feeling really excited after a really nerve-wracking day where it was 3 points between first place, and we were in 2nd place, and we had 2 races and we were lucky enough to get 1st and 2nd, securing the victory.
It's incredible. It's what we've been training for, so it's amazing for it to be paying off, and like the biggest adrenaline high right now. It's awesome.
So we've had an incredible 4 days of racing here at the Royal Yacht Club of Tasmania in Hobart. Some really diverse conditions for the Australian Youth Championships. All the athletes and the parents have commented on what an amazing venue it's been. They've enjoyed making the trip down to Tasmania and have been rewarded with great conditions and a great event. Locally, Alice Buchanan and Dervla Duggan have won the 29er girls again, and this will be their 2nd year in a row selected for the Australian youth team. I'm really excited for these guys who will be going to the Youth World Championships in Poland this year in Gdynia in July. It's an event with an amazing history. A number of medalists, many medalists have come through that path and ended up achieving Olympic medals. It's been a fabulous event here down in Hobart, and we look forward to seeing everyone in Victoria or in Sorrento next year for the Australian Youth Championships in 2020.
The great thing is we're defending the Emirates Cup. The biggest problem we faced going forward was the fact that our composite race yacht builder, Cooks and Boat, they closed their doors. So it's a case of figuring out how we're going to build our boats. So we've got ourselves a new yard, so we're going to start from scratch. And so within 2 months, we're going to be ready to start building our first boat. We've started setting up for a plant. We've got a panel to start building all the ovens. We've got to start getting all the heating units in, machinery, etc. So the last few months have been based around securing contracts for all the gear inside it, and personnel is really the biggest thing. Building on the basis of a good group of guys that we've had working with the team in the past, and now looking to bring in some new young talent has been really important for us. So we're hoping to get a nice mix and be able to take it to another level with our own in-house built facility. Locally, we will still be using other yards to build components. Southern Spars will still be building the rigs, etc. for us, and we'll use a couple of the other companies that have worked with us in the past for CNC work, etc. And so, this is really where it'll all come together in the main assembly here, and then obviously we've got the opportunity to do a lot more work in this place, and then it'll go to the shore base in the city, and that'll be more just for the sailing side of things. Team New Zealand, every campaign we start again, we reset our budgets and everything. So going forward now, we've got a defence in 221. Having the yard to be able to feed into the shore base is going to be really important for the team, and ultimately for the future of the New Zealand, composite race yacht building industry. This is really important.
Pewaukee breaks out the red carpet. Since I started sailing here, we've been here 3 times for the Nationals. They have 50 volunteers, they're second to none. They help us manage the trailers. The food is off the charts. The sailing area here is a couple miles across, so they can always get a good competitive race course set up.
It's definitely a family affair.
I sail with my son or my daughter and kind of get the family involved in the race. In the MC community, that father-daughter, father-son, husband-wife.
We got a bunch of my cousins to my aunts and uncles, so we're really all over the board, which is pretty cool.
We love the MC crowd. There are those two ends of the spectrum. There are the people who have been doing it for 30 years, and then there's the people who are just starting out. And I think everyone's just so open to sharing knowledge, helping bring the whole fleet along. And
we get off the water, talk about what's going on, and be like, oh, did you see this at the right end of the line versus what did you see at the left end of the line?
The people are so kind. You can go to an event, be rounding a mark, and people next to you are cheering you on. So there's a lot of just camaraderie out there.
When you come out here and race against these guys, some of the best sailors in the nation, so you learn a lot.
It's a very fun, competitive fleet.
And the group really gets along really well together and socializes and sails well together, and it's kind of like a family reunion or friend reunion that you're seeing people you've raced against.
I mean, the MC class is just so deep.
Be able to go to events where there are 60 or 70 or 80 plus boats like we have here at this Nationals makes for great competition.
It is the biggest class at our club, and nationally it's huge. Melges does a great job of promoting the class. It was really refreshing to see that the kids at this regatta, and I know this class are trying to do a good job of bringing youth in.
Anybody can sail this boat. It makes it really fun. I see guys at the top who are 50 years older than I am.
We have a number of other long-time sailors. We have our Olympic champions, a number of collegiate All-Americans. There are a number of female sailors out there that are fantastic.
At any given time, you could have a 16-year-old kid winning the race, and then you could have an 80-year-old guy winning the race. So it's all over the place. And
we just have so many good sailors. Those rivalries build with.
I got out and sailed one and really thought, boy, this is the boat for me. This is, powered up and exciting sailing, but simplified because it's really a one-person or sometimes two-person boat. So logistically, it's cleaner and easier to manage.
One reason I keep coming back is just because there's so many sailors.